word for me.
She wore a suit, clothes that were... Who's this for? Extraordinary, but somewhat Gertrude?
Now explain what that means.
I don't know.
She wore a sahalat of clothes that were extraordinary, whatever, bro, but somewhat gooch.
What does that mean?
She wore a lot. Wait, she wore. Bro, I don't know, bro. Can you take the card back, please?
She wore a... Oh, baby. She wore a silhouette of clothes that were... Bitch, I don't know that word. I don't even know how to read. I don't know why I did this.
She wore a silhouette of clothes that were extraordinary, but somewhat gauche?
Alright, now what does that mean?
I have no idea. Like his clothes is nice or something like that.
She wore a. I don't know what this should say. I don't know what this should say. I don't know what this should say. I can't read it. Can't read it. Can't read it. Cancel back.
Read the end card.
What the fuck does that say? Why am I reading this? No, I'm not reading this. This is a whole bunch of bullshit.
The colonel asked the choir to accommodate the governor's schedule.
What does that mean?
He's asking the choir to accommodate to the governor's schedule, right?
Yeah, in your own words.
There's a governor's schedule, and so the colonel is asking the choir to accommodate to it.
In your own words.
I don't know, bro.
The colonel asked the choir to accommodate the governor's schedule.
Alright, what does that mean?
Right? They asked the people to sing for the governor's schedule. I don't know what this means.
The colonel asked the choir to accommodate the governor's schedule.
What does that mean?
He asked the choir to accommodate. I don't know. I don't know, bro. It means he asked them to read his schedule. So, like, I mean.
The colonel asked the choir to accommodate the governor's schedule.
What does that mean?
To sing with the governor.
So a young man came to the internet to let us know that his doggone classmates can't read, and now the school trying to expel him and tell him he can't graduate. What kind of shenanigans is that? That would prove that y'all can't do y'all doggone job. That would let y'all know y'all should have put him as valedictorian. That's really the energy that's given. That he's a little bit smarter than y'all have assumed he was, because this was a genius plan. Y'all kids don't know how to read, and instead of y'all trying to figure out how to blame the school trying to expel this young man, tell him he can't graduate. This is true leadership of America. We need to know how to read, and they can't read. They couldn't read that doggone sentence that he presented in front of them. Like he made up some gibberish, and y'all want to talk about expelling him and telling that young man he can't graduate? That's not how that works. It's not how that works, okay? Why are these doggone children who are supposed to be graduating with him, his classmates at that, failing doggone children at this point? But this seems like it's the go. They want everybody to be stupid. They want everybody to be ignorant. They don't want nobody to know how to read. They don't want nobody to have no doggone comprehension skills. Nobody to understand context. And y'all gonna tell that young man, we are going to be working on getting you expelled, and you might not be able to even graduate and walk across the stage because you messing up the plan. Yeah. Get him up out of there at school, because clearly he messing up the plan to make sure that people say stupid. How the heck do y'all not know how to read that doggone sentence that he put in front of you? Now that last word was a little out of pocket. He did go deep in his bag for that one. But y'all couldn't read silhouette and extraordinary? Child, it ain't no hope for the doggone future.
That end this card for me.
She wore a suit, clothes that were... Who's this for? Extraordinary, but somewhat Gertrude?
Now explain what that means.
I don't know.
She wore a sahalat of clothes that were extraordinary, whatever, bro, but somewhat gooch.
What does that mean?
She wore a lot. Wait, she wore. Bro, I don't know, bro. Can you take the card back, please?
She wore a... Oh, baby. She wore a silhouette of clothes that were... Bitch, I don't know that word. I don't even know how to read. I don't know why I did this.
She wore a silhouette of clothes that were extraordinary, but somewhat gauche?
Alright, now what does that mean?
I have no idea. Like his clothes is nice or something like that.
She wore a. I don't know know what this shit say. I don't know what this shit say. I don't know what this shit say. I can't read it. Can't read it. Can't sit back.
Parents, I think it's time we might give the kids a little surprise quiz at home because I don't know what the fuck they're doing in school. School board is threatening to expel the student that recorded that video because she showed that his classmates couldn't read basic literature. Now walk with me now because a lot of y'all are saying that he should be in trouble because he was cyberbullying because he posted a video of his classmates, but it's the school board that's mad. I can see the teachers and the principal being mad that they got exposed and wanted to expel the student, but the school board doesn't really make sense to me. If anything, they should commend him. He unbiasedly asked his peers to read a statement. They couldn't read the statement, so that shows that the teachers are not teaching at a high enough education level. Cancel the prom, no jamboree. These motherfuckers are in high school. They're supposed to be able to read. A lot of parents send their kids to school and they don't really cover anything educational at home because they think what they're paying for at school is covering it all. Then when we get older and can't understand anything because everybody's tongue is heavy and all the young kids talking like Cardi B, they'll be blaming the music when the high schoolers can't even say the word silhouette. I don't know, cousins. Comment and let me know what you think. Do you think the school board is right for trying to expel this kid? Or do you think he was right for asking non-biased questions and essentially recording this video as a cry for help? If you'd like to show some love and support or if you'd like to stay updated on this topic, I'll greatly appreciate it if you hit the like and follow button for me.
All right, you guys. Minavikiv Kosa, I don't know how to say his name. He's African, a foreign African student at a South Philadelphia preparatory charter high school. He has a high GPA and he can read. The sad part is that he's being expelled because he filmed a TikTok and he handed graduation students, his graduation class, a card to read, an index card to read, as you guys saw in the first clip, and they could not read certain words like silhouette, extraordinary, and Goj. I never heard the word Goj before. I never heard that. I never used that. So that would probably, if I saw that, that would probably be hard for me to pronounce. And then in the second video, they couldn't say in their own words about the governor and the choir and how the governor wants the choir to reschedule whatever to his schedule, and they couldn't interpret that in their own words. Hell, some people couldn't even read it, and one girl even admitted she couldn't even read. Yes, I believe that there's a literal literacy crisis going on in these schools. Hell, there's some people in my father's, mother's, my generation, and then the people after me who cannot read. They can't do basic math. And I seen it in high school where they would pass kids on just to pass them on. And these kids, they did nothing in the classroom. All they did was fool around. I mean, they were just the worst. And now they're just passing kids on just to pass them on. And I don't think this is just Philadelphia. I think it's everywhere that the school system wants that federal money, so they need to kick up their graduation rate. And I think that's been going on for years. This guy on his TikTok page, when I went to go search for these two videos, he asked a guy in a train station, how does he feel about 17 schools closing? And I thought that was a shock. I know there's schools closing everywhere, but in one city are is kind of crazy. It's a mess. And they're wondering why kids don't want to go to school. why they want to do this and why they want to do that. It's a crazy thing. And this boy, before I went off on a tangent, this boy, he's banned from prom, he's banned from graduation, and it just sucks, you know. But I mean, I don't know if he's technically banned right now, but they want to ban him because he exposed that these students cannot read. It's sad. And they want to make an example out of him because they say he violated school policy by recording students without their consent, um, that their faces are being shown out there because they said that the school can get like a lot of ridicule, backlash, things like that. And parents are saying, hey, my kid can't read. Can you hold him back or can you hold her back? And the school is saying no. The school is saying no. So basically, the kids are graduating and they're struggling with basic reading and basic comprehension. And a little story, my friend, she wants her kid held back because, they're not getting the curriculum. They're not keeping up. And the school told her, we can't. We got to push them forward. And I think that's really sad. Really, really sad. Because there are some parents out here who want to help their children, but it's just the school system telling the parents to fuck off, and there's nothing you can do. But hell, what do I know? I'm just a talking head.
So you mean to tell me this kid may not be able to go to his high school graduation or prom because he showed his classmates couldn't read 12 words off an index card? This is diabolical.
Read that index card for me.
She wore a suit, clothes that were extraordinary.
She wore a sahalat.
She wore a silhouette of clothes that were.
She wore a silhouette of clothes that were extraordinary, but somewhat gauche.
I mean, it's understandable for a kid to not be able to pronounce the word gauche because nobody really uses that, but silhouette and extraordinary, there's really no excuses for that. And then him having to post about how they want to expel him is just outlandish. And this is really nothing new to kind of just further the point that this is a weird reaction to that viral video when he's been doing many videos interviewing these kids at this charter school.
Just converted. Are you precipitating in Ramadan? Yes. What's the lowest grade a senior could talk to?
11th grade.
Now, all this kid did was accidentally expose the flaws of the school system because out there, every 1 out of 3 kids can read at grade level, but 9 out of 10 of them graduate. That's what happens when schools are pressured to have high graduation rates, but not high-performing students. You let me know your thoughts. I'm gone.
This message is for the parents who all reported that young man that's walking around with a camera asking his fellow classmates to read that index card, and they can't pronounce the word silhouette, extraordinary, and in that other index card where they cannot explain what does it mean when the colonel asked the choir to accommodate the governor's schedule. None of them could put that in their own words. Nothing about this is a laughing matter because quiet is kept. That's not their fault, and that ain't their teacher's fault either. That is indeed a parenting and a powers that may be situation. Parents, why aren't you reading at home with your kids? Why haven't you done a temperature check to see exactly what does your kid know? So you could call their teachers and set up some type of meeting for them to get help. You at all times need to be informed. The powers that may be, they continuously make decisions for education and they've never been inside of a classroom. What you are seeing is an exposure of what really goes on behind the scenes. Teachers have been using ineffective curriculums for decades, and you guys don't show up at the elections where school board members are elected and make the decisions on which piss poor curriculum to purchase for the district. And now y'all coming after that boy, wanting to expel him, kick him out the prom, don't let him walk into graduation because he exposed the truth. My capstone is grade inflation and how it will affect society when these children that can't read stuff like Extraordinary and Silhouette enter the real world. Because, baby, popcorn reading is forbidden. It's going to humiliate the kids. Oh, we going to popcorn read in my class every time because I need to know what you know so I can help you. Shit, ain't that my job?
Who is to blame for these high school students that cannot read this sentence? Who is to blame? Who is to blame? Unfortunately, there's just too many fucking factors. As we live in a time where our government is actively trying to defund our education, it's videos like this that I fucking hope stick in people's minds when it comes to educating their kids. Everyone loves hating on teachers in this literacy conversation, but parents are underhated in my opinion. Like, teachers can genuinely only do so much. A parent's job is to teach them phonetics and how to read at a young age. And honestly, parents are failing. They really are. Yes, it is tough to parent nowadays. Maybe you shouldn't have had kids if it's that hard. But anyways, the system is genuinely crumbling in front of our eyes. Like, the children are not the future anymore. You can clearly see it from that video. Obviously, I have to say the interviewer might have purposefully picked out some students who failed popcorn reading. But what disturbs me is that they can't even try to begin to sound out the word. It's like they didn't learn phonetics as a kindergartner. But that video is fucking scary. Genuinely, it should scare you. And if you're a parent, I hope it scares you even more than the regular person, because that is a responsibility of yours to make sure your kids don't end up like that. Obviously, the school system is broken, but how much can I really blame teachers when they're already working with the bare fucking minimum that the government and the state government gives them? Trump aims to fully dismantle the Department of Education, by the way, so